Hello there, and welcome to the Idea to Launch Show. My name is Lisa Zufa. I will be your host, and in studio with me today is James Farhat with ActiveStation. Before we get started, I want to give a thanks to our sponsor, Studio Americana, the beautiful studios that we are in today in Golden Valley, the only professional podcasting studio in the Twin Cities metro area. And if you are looking to start getting your word out or express yourself through podcast, YouTube, give Ian a call. His information will be on this podcast through YouTube, and we will put his information in the iTunes and the SoundCloud links, so you can have access to that. But without further ado, let's get started. So welcome, James. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So when I first heard about ActiveStation, I thought it was really interesting. You're one of the co-founders of it.
Yes.
And when we met, you were telling me this wonderful story, but just before we started taping here, we were talking about how you even got started with ActiveStation, because for me, it seems like a very unique product. And so let's set the stage for the folks. ActiveStation is a workstation with a treadmill.
Yes, it's a table that hydraulically goes up and down electrically, and with a treadmill underneath it that goes up to 2.5 mile an hour walking.
And so you can basically work at your desk and get your steps in at the same time.
Exactly.
So in 2005, you went to the Mayo Clinic?
No, actually, in 2005, I was around this product since 2005, and I've seen this product developed. There was a doctor out of the Mayo Clinic who started this project, and he started the studies on it, and that's how. And then at that time, I'm in the service industry for the last 30 years, so
Right.
so that's how I got to know this product. So what happened, they asked me to come in and help make sure that the product is up and going, because they were breaking a lot when they first started this whole
Oh, really?
project at the time. So so at the time when the product was starting to launch at the time, they had a lot of flaw in it. There was a lot of problems. So I came in and started studying the product a little bit more and seeing how we can design it better, how we can do a better job at it. But during these years, I've seen people using it, and I've seen the transformation of people by using it a lot.
Yep.
I have a lady that at one of the offices, she tells me, James, make sure my machine is running all the time, because I use it like 6-7 hours a day, and
That's
she
amazing.
lost a lot of weight doing it.
Well, and so did you, right?
I did
You
actually.
tried it out. You were one of your test subjects.
I was my own test subject on my own machine.
Only way to do it with a startup.
Exactly. So 2 years ago, we got the prototypes in, and I start walking. And I've been in the fitness industry for 30 years, never exercised a day in my life, because I'm busy all the
Dude.
time.
In the fitness industry, and you never exercised.
Never did.
Wow.
I go to the doctors, they tell me, what do you do? And I tell them, this is why you better start using the equipment. So when I brought this to my office, and I said, okay, I'm going to try it. So I start walking, and one day I walked for like 30 minutes. The next day I walked for an hour.
And how was it when you first got started?
It took me a while to get going on it. I mean, I was very heavy.
How heavy were you?
I was 320 pounds.
No.
Now I lost 120 pounds just in the last
Just walking
year and a half.
on your
Just-
ActiveStation.
Just walking 3 hours a day, and of course you have to cut your food intake, and I
Yep.
did cut my food intake for half of it.
Yep.
But I see the results, right away. I mean, within like 3-4 months, I start seeing the results. So that kept me. So I'm gonna keep going. So I do about 3 hours a day.
Wow.
3 hours a day, and then I developed a new habit. I mean, losing weight, it have to be combined with will and change your habit. If you don't
Right.
change your habit,
Right.
but really, what really helped me is, instead of sitting in my office, I just walk.
Yep.
And
So you
that's-
got your work done, and you were able to exercise at the same time. So it didn't
Exactly.
feel like you were just going out to punish yourself and lifting weights, or
Exactly.
sitting on a bicycle or something. You got work done, because with overachievers, with startups.
Yep. Well, yeah. Exactly. And that's how I saw the results on my. But I saw the results on other people before.
Oh, really?
So that's
Okay.
another thing that I said that worked. So that will work. I mean, I have people that they are a marathon runner, and they just love it, because they don't have to spend another so many hours in the gym. They're just
Right.
sitting in their desk. They
Right.
are walking, so they are really getting their walking in every
Can it
day.
go faster than 2.5? So if you decide that you don't want to, you just want to get the treadmill in and you're not really wanting to do any desktop work, you can just use the treadmill for.
The treadmill is designed for walking, but it
Okay.
can go up to 4 mile an hour rather than 2.5. We capped it at 2.5 mile an hour just because of safety while you're walking,
Right.
because you cannot type and walk at the same time.
Yep.
I mean, I have seen people at 2.5 mile an hour, but I'm at 1.5 mile an hour. But people can do it. They can develop their habits, their way of walking. But for, it can go up to 4 mile an hour. Actually, in my office, the last 10 minutes before I leave, I bring it up to 4 mile an hour the last 10 minutes just to rev up my heart rate and leave.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I do that too. I mean, so there's many things you can do with it. The one thing that we liked about we also the way we build it with almost maintenance free, because I've been in the maintenance industry for the last 30 years, and I know people don't like to take care of their equipment.
No.
So what I did is I built it with the mind of having the belt and deck, it's silicone itself. There's a pump in there, it shoots pump to the belt and deck every 200 hours, silicone itself. And then we build it with the mind of be used for 8 hours a day. I mean, more of a commercial equipment rather than just home use equipment.
Okay.
So
Wow. So it's built to last.
it's built to last, yes, and it's built to withstand multiple users, not just one user. Especially with the app that we have done and all that for it, that people can sign up for it ahead of time, especially in an environment where they have more than one machine.
Let's talk about this app because I think that's really an interesting piece to it.
Yes,
The app is connected to your ActiveStation.
yes,
So if you have one in the office, everybody downloads the app and you can schedule time on the machine.
yes. They can schedule their own time. They can go in there and they schedule the time, and they say, this is booked from this time to that time by this person, and they'll just go to the machine and use it. But we found out the better way to do it, the most effective way to do it is a personal use, because people have to bring their laptop, bring their stuff. It's something that they have to figure out when in the offices. Some offices they set them up with everything on them. Some offices they don't.
I know I talked to one of your clients the other day. She is an attorney at a major law firm here in the Twin Cities.
Yes.
And she loves her ActiveStation.
Yep.
She loves it. She travels a lot, but I mean, if you think about an attorney, they work a lot of hours, and a lot of those hours are sitting at their desk. So for her to be able to get on that treadmill and get some work done, she kills two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And another one that I recently spoke with was a tech consulting company. So they just got one for their office, and they love it because the tech consulting as well. I mean, when you're talking about people who spend a lot of time sitting at their desk, 8 to 10, sometimes 12. If you're talking about a startup, you're talking about 20.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yes, I've done it.
But you're sitting there, and the research that's out there right now is talking about how sitting all day long is even worse than. I mean, it's equivalent to cancer. I mean, smoking or
Yep.
being an alcoholic or a druggie, because the damage that it does to your body if you're not moving it.
Exactly, and especially for me, I used to drink a lot of coffee, and even if I sit in my desk, if I sit down, even if I drink all that coffee, I still get sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't drink coffee for 2 years now. I haven't drank one cup of coffee. All I do is I stand up and walk.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have a back pain, if my back start hurting me, I just walk. I mean, I walk it off.
Yeah.
I mean, if you remember the old days when we were children, when you have a pain in your leg or in your mother tell you walk it off.
Right.
So that's sort of just walk it off, and
It's
I
the
mean,
wisdom.
It's the wisdom, and also not that. I mean, people are so trained to take drugs.
Yes.
Take Tylenol, Advil. That will take care of you. You don't have to really. In reality, you just walk it off or stretch a little bit. That will take care of your back pain.
Right.
And that's how we came about to understand this whole thing, as we go. I mean, it's not something we had studies on it, and it's something we experienced in our life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I know that there's celebrities that have been touting. They're using some kind of workstation treadmill, or
Yes.
they've made their own because they understand the importance of it, and they still have to get work done. So this is a trend that you guys knew about in 2005.
Yes.
You guys refined it, you guys improved on it, and you are kicking butt here in the Twin Cities.
Yep.
And, you know, how do I get one? How does somebody get one? So if one of our listeners is like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing, can I try it or can I check one out?
Yeah, they can go to our site and then they can request one, or they can just call us, and that's and we can set them up with one. We're just a call away, That's
Right.
and then we can we have almost second day delivery.
Okay.
We can do that, and we just come out and see where it's gonna go. We figure out what they need with it. We can the table, we can design it to whatever they want to have it done on it. That's
I've seen a couple different pictures on your website. So it's big enough so you can have your treadmill on one side and your chair on the other.
yes. You can do a 48-inch treadmill desk or 72-inch.
Okay.
And that's you can do either or. But to be honest with you, I have the 72-inch, but I don't have a chair because I just bring an air ball, and I put it on the treadmill and sit down.
Okay.
And that's even better than even a chair. But I mean, that's my thinking. I would get rid of the chair altogether.
Really?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And it's so simple and it's so easy. People get afraid that it's not for them. But the minute they start, if they give it a week and they just challenge themselves for a week,
Right.
then they can't live without it.
Right.
I've done it.
And
Yeah.
that's what I've been hearing from your clients.
Yes.
They love it. There's no way that it does what they need it to do, which is get me active while I'm working my, long stretch of hours so that when I get home to my family, I can concentrate on my family.
Exactly.
I don't have to wake up, at 3:30 in the morning to hit the gym, then, shower, head to work a full day, and then head home to the kids where I'm exhausted. I can get up, go to work, have my workout while I'm working, still feel great about myself,
Yep.
improve my health, and then head home to my family.
Exactly. I have one of my customers. We brought him one to their office, and they have about 100 employees there. We got him one in there, and the very next day he calls me and says, "Bring me another one." Because people are just crazy. Everyone. We brought him another one, and then he calls me the next week, and he told me,
Bring me
Yeah,
another.
So now they end up with 3 machines, and people get to it. They want to
Right.
do this. They want to walk while they work, and Minnesota's weather. If it's not
Let's
humid,
not talk about Minnesota's weather.
People think walking outside, but they're wasting time. They can be
Well,
working while they're doing it.
you're either spraying yourself down with bug spray,
Yes,
right? Or you are grabbing your raincoat,
yes, right.
or you better grab your long johns and your mittens.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And a few, we get a few really, really perfect days
Exactly.
where there's a wind, so you don't have to worry about that. But that's few and far between. So you might get a really good walk in 3 days out of the year instead of,
Yeah.
the ActiveStation where you can do it every single day.
Plus, you're not wasting any time because you're working.
Right.
You're doing your job. You're getting done with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're on this treadmill and you're doing your 8-hour shift or 10-hour shift or whatever, and your body is moving, you're kicking off endorphins the entire time that you're working, which studies show that it improves your productivity, it improves your mental state, it keeps your alertness. There's a lot of studies right on your website as well, but
Exactly. And those studies are not done by us. It's done by the Mayo Clinic, by the U of M, by
right, this push to be active, this push to at least move your body 30 minutes a day, 15 minutes. They'll go down to 5 minutes if they're pushed hard enough because the importance of just moving a little bit throughout the day is so important and so critical to your health.
Exactly. Our bodies are made to move,
Yep.
not to stand still. When you sit down all day long and you come to stand up, you can feel your joints
Right.
because you're just sitting down all the time.
Right.
And that's how our body are made just to keep moving, not to stand still.
Right.
And it's so funny. The studies are all out there. I'm not a doctor. I'm not, but I read about all that stuff, and it's all
Right.
out there. But people. I'm one of them. I say, forget it. This is not for me. It's not gonna work. But it does work. I've done it.
Yep.
It
And you've
wor-
lost a lot of weight doing it.
I
And you
did.
feel better
I,
You look great.
I feel better. I'm so energetic. I mean, I never tell my wife, let's go canoeing. And lately, she said, I can't believe you, James. You know, I mean, I'm not keeping up with you because, you want to canoe, you want to go walking,
Oh, I
you
love
want to go to
that.
Valley Fair. I never want to go because I never fit in the rides.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's one of those things. It does change your
Oh,
life,
it does.
And, I've seen people, I mean, I've been around gyms, 30 years. I've seen people going in there torturing themselves.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they spend 4 or 5 hours in the gym. I don't see any productivity there for me. I mean, yes, you're building up your muscles, you're
Yep.
building, but I mean, what a life you have to be in the gym for that long.
Well, there are people who love the gym and get great results from the gym. I think that those people are great and they're doing what they're doing and it works for them. But there is this select group, and I
Yes,
think it's a growing group of folks, whether they have a home based business or they have a great career at a company, but they spend most of their time when they're in the office, whether it's in their home or at a corporate location, sitting.
yep,
And the way that our society is going right now, I mean, everybody's talking about being overweight and being
yes,
unhealthy. And, if you even do a Google search on sedentary workers, you pull up an unbelievable amount of information. And some of it is really scary about the trends that are going on today. People are sitting way more because of TV,
yep,
electronics, working from home, you name it. And
yes,
they're not moving their bodies enough, which is skyrocketing health costs,
of course,
medical, what is it, pharmaceutical.
yep,
So if you need to get your prescriptions filled because you end up on medications because you're not moving your body, when it can all be
yeah,
taken care of by
that's right.
just
I've been
moving.
there myself, to be honest with you. I get to a point where I'm diabetic, so now I don't even take anything for my diabetes because I'm done with it.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, look how much I saved the pharmaceutical and
Oh,
my insurance.
right.
I don't take my Lipitor. It's done with it. My Lipitor